Alright, I guess I'm live now. I mean, it doesn't even tell you like 3, 2, 1 or anything. But hey guys, I'm here live. Let me just try to get the camera where I want it to be. I guess right there. I'm here live just because um, it's just easier to talk to you guys. I go Facebook Live all the time. I was gonna go live on Facebook earlier today. Oh, hey, people starting to show up. Hey guys, Dr. D Coder, DD, and Bashful Ducky. Well, hey guys. Like I said, I wanted to go live just because it's easier than replying to messages and comments and stuff like that I've been meaning to comment back on and reply back to. And then more people are saying hi. So hey guys. Yeah. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know. I was about to go. Hey Jason, Jason Vong. Feel free to go out, man. But yeah, I'm here live on my phone because I was about to go live with my MacBook here, but then it's just a lot easier to do it. So I just wanted to talk photography, and if you guys had any questions, address the questions so I can answer them, and you guys can all find out the answer. As most of you guys know, I've been shooting with the Streaklight monopod setup, LO, and XPLOR setup. Let me address that in a little bit. But like I said, I've been shooting with the Sigma Art 85 lately. But as you guys might have seen, the Sigma Art 135 1.8 is coming out soon. So I'm excited about that. It should be coming out. I think it was April 4th. I think I saw. No, actually April 10th. That was the April 4th is another date for the Evolve, which I'm actually using. The Evolve video that I have, where I show behind the scenes of a shoot that I did with the Evolve. That's coming hopefully tomorrow night. I know I said that like a couple days ago. I said something about like that will come out another day, like 2 days ago. But stuff happens and plans get rearranged. I'm gonna try to get on YouTube real quick on my MacBook here. It's what my phone is on, just so I can see the questions, because for some reason I'm seeing the questions and they go away, so I don't want to miss any questions. The Evolve is a new strobe by Adorama, or Godox actually. Godox is the manufacturer of the lights, and the new light is the Evolve, and it's basically the size of a speed light. I have it over there, but it's out of reach. And scroll up with my finger. Okay. Oh, wow, good. Thank you, Jason. Okay, let's see. Let me go through some questions. A lot of people are saying, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" So, aside from just shooting and do I turn off electronic curtain off on your Sony? Yeah, I do. I was told that just banding when you use high-speed sync with it. So, will you travel to PA and hang out? I'll travel anywhere really. I just wanted to finish some stuff first, finish some videos, and then start working on traveling and having fun, going places. Color balance, I use auto white balance. Do you have to adjust the Sigma lens with the USB adapter? All my Sigma art lenses, they've worked right out of the box. I'm not sure if it's a user error thing or what's going on with other people who have problems with their Sigma art lenses. But mine, I have 3 right now, and the Sigma Art 135 is going to be my 4th one, and they've all worked fine. They're all really sharp. So let me see. Do you miss Canon yet? No, I do not. That's something that the thing is with Sony, I have my A7R II here with the Sigma R85. It's actually, you can see how much of a beast it is. It's a little heavy, just a little bit, but I actually like the weight, just because it keeps me steady. And I know a lot of people who have told me, oh well, didn't you say in your Sony video, that you liked less weight? The thing is, you can take off the lens, and you have other options out there. If you want lighter lenses, then you can choose between those lenses. So although I don't mind the weight on here, I actually have the battery grip as well. So if I didn't want the extra weight, then I could take it off. I can separate it from the camera. So you have that option. With my Canon camera, you don't have the option of taking off extra weight, stuff like that. Can I give you a DSLR for free? No, I'm not that wealthy. I'm trying to get a new lens, the Sigma R135 1.8, and I have to sell some stuff in order to get it. So, no, I'm not at that point. Um, which one is better, Explore or Evolve? What's the difference between power? I have videos that are going to be, comparing the two and the three, because the streak light is one of the lights that are kind of in the range. The Explorer is 600 watts of power. The Evolve is going to be 200 watts of power, so it's a third of the power, but it's a lot more portable. It's going to be my portable strobe. That's another strobe that I'm going to be using. So, you know what? Let me talk about photography a second. I do kind of want to start a Patreon account. I'm still very interested in doing a Patreon account for those who are wondering about that. But stuff happens and, life gets rearranged. So although I do want to do the Patreon, I want it to be something that is really interesting and fun, and I can offer a lot, and you guys can learn a lot. And hey, Vivis, my girlfriend just said hey. She was sleeping a second ago, so that's a surprise. But yeah, the Patreon account is something I wanted to do to offer you guys a lot, because I have, like I said before, I think I mentioned this in my last video, my last live stream. I have a lot of content on my computer, and it's just there, and it's not helping anybody, just sitting on my computer, and I want to help you guys. So yeah, that's going to involve editing files, like Photoshop. If you guys are familiar with Photoshop, the file types where you guys can see all the layers and stuff of the editing, those are called PSD files. That's the file type. I have a lot of PSDs saved on my computer to show you guys the editing that's involved. Sometimes there's a lot of editing, sometimes there's very minimal, sometimes it pretty much depends on the creativity that I guess I have. There's a photo that I did maybe 2 years ago, and I had this idea in mind when I took the photo, and that one involved a bit of editing. So if you guys can do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. I don't know if you guys can see it right now, the thumbs up. Do that. That'd be cool. I don't know. I've seen everyone. Oh, thank you guys. I don't know. I'm seeing a couple of dislikes on my last couple of videos, and I'm like, why? Give me some feedback at least. With the dislike, I want to know what to improve on. But if you guys are enjoying the videos, that makes me really happy, because it's not easy to make the videos. So hard work. It's good to see that it's appreciated. But let me go ahead and read some questions. But yeah, I'm very involved, or I'm very interested in making a sort of community out of the Patreon account that I want to make. Because if you guys could just look for a second on my Facebook account, because Facebook is like my main social media that I like to go back to, because it's just everybody's on Facebook. It's like the new MySpace. So, but just better. But yeah, I want to make Patreon an area where I can kind of give more attention to, because Facebook, although it's my main go-to social media right now, it's just very hectic. I get at least 100 messages a day. And I know that's not a lot for some people, but it is for me, because I like to help you guys specifically with what you're kind of wondering about. If you need a new camera and stuff like that. The camera. I'm gonna go through questions right now in a second. So hold on. Yeah, but it's just so hectic, and I like to give you guys individual attention, and I just can't do that anymore. I know for people who I've helped in the past a year and further back, you guys would know that I did give you guys a lot more attention back then, and it sucks not being able to do that now. But I just have more things to create and more content, more videos to make. I do want to start working on my blogs again, because it's just better and more organized. And in case for those of you who want to know the information and they don't want to see my face and talk and stumble in my words, then you can see all my thoughts in blog form, stuff like that. But let me go through the messages real quick, see what I'm missing. Camera that I have the Sony a6500, and I just got a couple weeks ago the Sony a7R II. This guy right here, with the battery grip. And I'm really enjoying Sony. For those of you who don't know, I switched from Canon to Sony recently, just because Sony had more to offer. I specifically wanted a better video, and the 6D that I had, every video that I made with it, I was not happy with. The quality was just, the best way that I would describe it was crunchy. And then the first video that I took, like 5 seconds just playing around with the Sony a6500, it was so clear. And I know there's people out there who are like, oh, well, why didn't you get the 5D Mark IV or blah, blah, blah. Well, the 5D Mark IV is considerably more expensive. So at $1,400, the Sony was just a lot more affordable. And I did kind of want to see what was the fuss about. I guess that's the best way to say it with Sony, because I was hearing a lot of people switching, or there's a lot going on with Sony, and I wanted to see what the hype was. So I ended up really liking it. The eye autofocus was just the thing that I thought was just made a lot of sense for portrait photographers, because the eye needs to be in focus. That's like the main thing. Let me go through some questions, because I'm like keep going. I wish I had like a paper here and like, oh, question number 1, then I read it. But that's not how it's going down. Favorite portrait lens right now? Well, the Canon 135L was my favorite portrait lens, but I wanted to like get rid of it so I could make enough money to get future gear that I wanted, like more Sony gear, more Sony native lenses. So I'm gonna sell. I still have it, but I'm selling it, and I'm gonna get I'm positive the Sigma Art 135 1.8 is gonna be my new favorite portrait lens, because 135 was just my favorite. The compression it has was just awesome. It makes the background melt away, and I couldn't afford the 200mm 2.0. What portrait lens would you suggest for the 6500? I'm switching from Nikon. I think the Sigma R85, or if you guys have money to blow, the Sony G Master 85 1.4. Yeah. Is there really a difference in which type of SD card you use? I've used SanDisk cards for a while. I never even bothered to try Lexar, just because I started using SanDisk and I just continued using SanDisk. And oh, okay, my girlfriend just gave me a phone with all the stuff here, so I don't have to like go put my big finger over here and swipe up and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I just started using SanDisk and they never did me wrong. So I just continue to use them, and I'll continue to use them. I do want to try the new Sony cards that are really fast, just because they're fast. I like speed. Let me see the questions here. Yeah, it's easier to just read them off of here than over there. So, and it's weird because I'm seeing my face over here too. So, see? But have I ever used a light meter? I actually have not. I have not used one. But for the most part, I think I just was not interested in one, because for one, they were pricey. Like for me back then, like even like $100 was pricey, and maybe if somebody gave me one for free, I'd be using one back then. But I think it was beneficial for me as a photographer to not have used one, so I'm actually happy about that, because it started to, like, what I would usually do was I would go outside and I'd be like, okay, I think because of how intense the light is on here, that the settings are going to be, F whatever, or shutter speed whatever, ISO whatever, and I would kind of like test myself, and then I would take the shot, and then I would kind of like give myself these little tests, and I would from doing that over and over again, I kind of developed an understanding of how sensitive light is and how light falls and stuff like that. So it allowed me to, like, I could go outside, and even in the night or in the daytime, I try to challenge myself. No matter the situation, I try to give myself these little challenges, and to see how to expose the shot. You guys can, like, in real life, if you ever see me, you're like, what's the settings for that over there and stuff like that. And then you will see that, and I'll be like 1/4000, ISO 100 at f 1.4. And it'll give you the shot. But yeah, I never used a light meter because I honestly didn't know about. I mean, I knew about light meters, but I just didn't want to learn something else. And I still kind of don't really know how to use one. I think I saw my friend use one, the CyberSync, not the CyberSync, the Cyber Commander, because it had a light meter on it. But I just didn't bother to use it. I'm perfectly fine without one. But there are situations where light meter is going to be awesome and help you out and make things go faster. And the thing is, I love using high-speed sync. And for the longest time, I think until recently, maybe this year, there was a light meter that had high-speed sync capabilities. Like it would be capped out at 1/1000th. So, yeah, you know, the technology was not there yet. So maybe I will get one soon, and I'll, if I love it, then you guys will know, because I'll be like, get a light meter. It's really awesome. But right now, I'm not using one. I like to answer questions way too long, so I wish you guys were here, but like, chill out, answer the question already. So, what color bands? I answered that one. Do you miss Canon? No, I do not miss Canon. Dev, hey Dev is awesome. I'm just talking about random stuff, random photography stuff. Scrub. Saw your video, looks dope. Thank you. One more question. What metering modes do you use when shooting couples? I use spot metering for anything really. I just prefer it. It's like it gives you the meter on the person and not the scene. Because sometimes, specifically with TTL, you use spot metering and then it'll, give you a good reading on the person. If you do like matrix metering, it'll read the whole scene and give you like varied results. So I just tend to use spot metering. 135L f2 or Sigma Art 1.4. Canon 135 f2. I love that lens, but with the new Sigma Art coming out, that lens is gonna be my favorite. I have no doubt, unless like for some reason like it just blows up or something. That'd be the only way for me to not use that lens, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love that lens. Oh, okay. Jason asked that as well. 135 or 85? Definitely the 135. There's situations. What I've been realizing with the Sigma R85 is that you do get a little bit like, you get more scene. You have the ability to get more scene with the 135. It's an awesome portrait lens because it lets you focus on the subject. And if I wanted to do a little bit of, if I wanted to add a little bit of like scene, I would probably be like going further back or taking a Brenizer. But the Sigma R85 is really awesome in that it gives you that shadow depth of field, and it lets you pay attention to the subject, and also give you a little bit of leeway in case you want to add some scene. But I love that 135. You guys have, if you guys follow my work, you will see that in my photos that I love that 135 focal length. I'm in love with my Art 50 millimeter. Sigma art lenses are legit. I really love the lenses. That's why I have 3 right now and soon to be 4th. How are your pics so sharp? I have a video on that. But basically, lighting helps for one. The lenses I use, Sigma art lenses, are super sharp. The Sigma R85 is so sharp. So sharp. And then a little bit of sharpening in Lightroom, a little bit of sharpening in Photoshop, and then resizing it down to Facebook. And sometimes I'll even do a little bit more sharpening after I resize it down for Facebook. Which one is better, Explore or Evolve? I would, if you had to choose one strobe, like if you didn't have the Explorer yet, I would choose the Explorer, just because it has more power. It has these different options, like the AC adapter, in case you want to use it for extended periods of time without having to worry about the battery. So yeah, if you had to choose between the two, I would choose the Explorer. The Evolve is going to be an awesome travel strobe. That's why I would use it. But I would say it's like a supplementary strobe. Like you want to get the Evolve first, and then if you want to have like a secondary strobe, that's going to be the Evolve. The streak light is also a good option, but I think the Evolve is going to be, it's going to be right there where you would choose it over the streak light, because the streak light has the battery pack. I personally do not like cords, so I'm going to really like that the Evolve. I actually have it. I just need to shoot with it more. You're doing a great job on your channel, bro. Keep it up. Thank you. When shooting, all right, answered that question. Default settings when shooting portraits. If you're talking about like the settings that you can choose between the contrast, tones, all that stuff like that, I keep everything the same. I maybe will bump up the sharpness just a little bit, but I turn the contrast down all the way down, just because it gives me a better preview of how the RAW file is going to look like. Because I don't shoot JPEG, I shoot RAW. So even if I were to have the weirdest settings, like the profile settings for the camera, when I go to Lightroom, it shows me how the RAW file looks like in very flat like no contrast and stuff like that, because you can do those processes, or you can process it the way you want to when you start editing the raw. So yeah, so that's how I have that. Sigma MC11 adapters, question mark. There's no real question with there, but I use the Sigma MC11 adapter so I can use my Sigma art lenses. So if you're wondering about that, then yeah, I highly recommend it, and I actually have a video planned on it, so keep an eye out for that. It's just I have a backlog of stuff that I want to create, which is why I am not. That's why I'm doing this video, because I have such a backlog of content I want to create, and I'm trying to give more attention to that. I'm working slowly on a couple of things, and that's why I'm not replying as fast as I usually do on Facebook and stuff like that. But yeah, I highly recommend that adapter. It lets you use the existing lenses that you have. Like for me, for example, I had my Canon lenses, and I was fortunate enough that I had the 2 Sigma art lenses and the third one coming on the way, the 85. I had the 35, the 50, and the 85 I was barely about to get. And those lenses are perfect for the MC11 adapter because they allow you to use Sony features like eye autofocus. So I move my body too much, but I'm all right. You know, I'm not caffeinated up and stuff like that. Big fan of your true motivator. Thank you. Manual mode or one of the other modes? I use manual all the time. Even when shooting video, I use manual. I just like the control. Let's see. What's good, Francisco? What's good, Terrence? Just here, getting a little bit hot because all these lights. I have an octobox up here. I have another light over here. I have another light over here. Well, it's up. It's the it's a beauty dish over here, octobox over here, and bare light with the reflector hanging in front of it over here. So you guys can see how the way the light is. I should have tested you guys first right now to test you how my light is set up right now. But there's the answer. Let's see. Your work is awesome. Keep it up. Thank you. Any upcoming workshops? Yes. I just have a couple of things that I'm trying to find out if they're going to happen or not. And if they don't, or if they do, then I could finally schedule the workshops. Because I wanted to have a workshop in February and in March and a couple more later. But you know, I wanted to find out if these things were going to happen or not. And I still haven't gotten the answer yet, so that's why I haven't done these workshops. But yeah, let me see real quick. I'm typing on my computer over here because it gave me a little bit of fill light in the front. You guys can probably see that right now. Sony gears do you own so far? I have the Sony a6500, the Sony a7R2. I have 2 mini. They're not Sony branded, but they're like these mini speed lights. I think it's a TT350S. That's the Godox name for it, or the Flashpoint Mini TTL Sony speed light. Yeah, I have 2 of those, so I guess those are Sony related. And aside from the adapter, which I guess would be Sony, I have a little mini lens that I bought when I went to WPPI. That's another video that's coming. Yeah, I have a video on WPPI that I wanted to show you guys. I took a lot of behind the scenes. I guess that'd be the name for it. But a lot of footage, I guess, of everybody and all the stuff that went down, and it was just a lot of fun. I seriously can't wait for the next WPPI next year because it was just fun, just a lot of fun. I went to the club for the first time. It was very fun. But let's see, it was what was it? Hakkasan. Let's see. Are you planning on being a Sony ambassador? I don't have that'd be something that'd be very awesome. I'd be very excited to represent Sony, but it's not something that I want to there's been times where I was aiming towards something, and then it kind of led my content astray, in a negative way. I was focusing too much on something, and so I just want to continue doing what I'm doing, continue helping people and stuff like that. And whatever comes. I don't want to kind of get distracted, in other words. But that would be awesome. I love Sony. For the people that out there who might be watching this who are the haters, I guess, I'm not selling out for Sony. I just really like Sony, and it has things that make shooting easier and funner. So you know, why not? Why would I not? Why would I keep shooting Canon if that was the case? If Canon was giving me what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing with Sony, then I wouldn't have switched. You know, Sony, there was nothing wrong with Canon, but it's not as well. Actually, the video quality on my 60 was bad. Maybe you guys have experienced otherwise, but I honestly did not like the quality. You can actually watch my older videos when I filmed with my 60, and you can see the ones that I filmed with my A6500, and you can see the quality difference. You really can. But yeah, it's not setting out. It's just me finding out that I like something else, and you guys are seeing it because I like to put myself out there online and stuff. So you can think whatever you want, but I'm gonna be shooting and posting stuff and helping people out while you think all negative. There's one guy who on YouTube who just keeps commenting negative stuff on my stuff. It's just, what? Do focus on stuff, other more productive stuff. Let's see, probably 5-year-olds randomly clicking everywhere for the dislikes. Oh yeah, I asked earlier if you guys could like the video, just for awesome support. So if you want to, go ahead and do that. Let's see. How did you get your hands on the Flashpoint Evolve? Oh, that's a good question. I am an Adorama affiliate. So I've been an affiliate with them for about a year now. So I've sold a lot of products for them, and I don't actually sell anything. I make links and people use them, and that's how they track, how much I sell. So I've gotten to the point where I've sold a lot, so I became one of their people that they give stuff to test. Yeah. So I have the Evolve now, and I'm testing it, seeing what works, what doesn't work. If you guys are wondering about the Yangno triggers, don't use them. Sell them. Get the Godox system, the Godox Flashpoint system. It's just a lot better. It makes life a lot easier. I know some people out there who are wondering about the Yangno system and how it can work with the Godox system. Flashpoint, Godox, Flashpoint, same thing. Just Adorama has the Flashpoint brand, which is the same product. But yeah, Yangno products don't work nice with the Flashpoint products. So just sell them. It's not that hard. It's not like they don't work at all. They just don't work with the Godox system. Not as easily. And one of the selling points for Godox and Flashpoint is just it makes your life a lot easier. That's how it made for me. Like, if you guys didn't know, I started with Alien Bee system, the Alien Bee lights, and then I switched to I got the Einstein, and then I got the metal 680, which is an older light, and I found out this thing called Super Sync, which allowed me to pass my sync speed. And then I started to figure out high-speed sync. It was something that was just overwhelming to me, because I was like, what's going on? What's high-speed sync? What's this weird stuff? But I honestly wish I had done it sooner, because I never liked ND filters. But yeah, I have had like my times of learning and stuff like that. So, I started with ADBs, went to the Einstein, went to the Metal 680, went to the Rove light, which I still have. I had two, but I sold one. And then I went to the XPLOR, and I honestly think the XPLOR is like the best strobe out there. But like I said in my Rove Light 610, the Orlit strobe, if you guys have no strobes, but you have a lot of Canon speedlights or Nikon speedlights, the Orlit just makes more sense because it works with that system. So I like the Evolve, but it depends on what you own. That would be what strobe would be better to get. But man, I make these answers way too long. When are you going back to San Antonio? The next time an event happens in San Antonio, then I'll go to San Antonio. Or if there's if something calls for it to be there, then yeah. But usually I go up north just for family stuff. What kind of camera do you have? I answer that. New Orleans in the house. Thanks for all your help and time. You're welcome. I don't know. It says KFL56, so thank you. Damn, you should have asked more questions in the beginning. What's your favorite lens for portraits? Was the 135L, now the Sigma R85, and soon to be the Sigma R 135 1.8. I know you got the Flashpoint XPLOR. I got issues with the hot shoe on the trigger. It doesn't seem to pass through the signal. Did you ever try to get something on top of that trigger? I think what you're saying is that the R2 transmitter, you're putting it on the camera, and then you're using something on top of that. I would suggest not doing that, just because it depends on the products that you're using that will determine if it transmits the signal good or not. But if you're talking about just the transmitter, not throwing the signal to the Explorer or whatever you're using, I would recommend taking it off, putting it back on firmly, and then tighten it on there, because if it's not on there firmly, it won't throw the signal like high-speed sync. It might trigger the light, but it won't trigger high-speed sync or TTL signals. Let's see, is that the newest Sony camera? Yeah, the A7R2. Oh no, it's not the newest camera, but it's the. I think my phone's dying. That sucks. But it's not. It's plugged in, but it just dimmed its screen. I guess it's too hot. The A6500, I think, to my knowledge, it is either the latest or the Sony A99 II. I think that one would be the latest, but soon to be the Sony A7R III, maybe that should be the newest. So if you guys are, thinking about what to get soon, I would wait a little bit longer. I got the Sony A7R II just because I heard it was the best Sony camera out there, and I wanted the best, so I got it, and I really like it. The files are a bit large for some people, but I love the files just because I took a behind the scenes photo the other day, 2 days ago, and I was gonna edit it today or tomorrow to show you guys that even with, it was a behind the scenes photo, but I'm perfectly able to make it into its own photo, and that's crazy to me. That's awesome. Yeah, let's see. Man, you should do a video. You should do a video with your settings on A7R2. I had a hard time setting everything the way I want. What grip are you using anyway? The battery grip I'm using is the one that it's a Sony brand. It's not like a third party one, but I'm not sure the exact, but I'll probably link it in the description after this video. What portrait lens would you suggest? I think I answered. Okay, because I'm going through the questions right now, and I think I caught up to where I was at before. What do you think about the Orlight Robe Light? It's a good strobe. I have it. It's just, if you own R2 speed lights or any of the lights within the R2 system, like you wouldn't have but the streak light, then it just makes more sense to get the Explorer if you were looking for a more powerful system. Yeah, so if you have Nikon and Canon speedlights, then that would make more sense for you to get the Orlight. So, do you use TTL or manual mode on your Explorer? That's a good question that I'm actually happy that you asked, because a lot of people ask me this. The thing is, with the Explorer on TTL, it doesn't give you the power output reading on the strobe. It'll just say TTL. So if it did give me the power output reading on it, then I'd be using TTL all the time, because I actually think that TTL works extremely well on the Explorer. But I like to share the power output I like to share that setting with you when I post my photos online, so that I'm just making sure the phone doesn't fall asleep. But yeah, I like to share the power output with you guys. So TTL doesn't allow me to see the power output, so that's why I've been shooting manually a lot. And there's no problem with shooting manually if you guys are considering TTL or manual. I would only suggest the TTL version if you're shooting weddings, where very quick settings, stuff like that, shoots happen. So yeah, but manual is perfectly fine, and it's cheaper, so saves you money. My cat's over here. I want to see if he can come over here. I doubt it, but what about the Sony 85 1.8 coming out by the end of the month? That's the new one that's coming out. That's like $600. I would love to try that out, but like I said, I am not the richest. I mean, if I had a lot of money, then I'd be getting all the things that are coming out, and I'd be making videos for everything, but I don't have the money, so I'm trying to like budget and stuff. And like my priority right now is setting aside just a little bit of money just in case a new Sony camera comes out of nowhere, and of course bills and stuff. But Sony camera, and Sigma Art 135, and I guess mainly a Sony camera, because if a new one comes out, more than likely it's going to be around like 3,000 something. So, do I speak Spanish? I speak a little bit. I wish I spoke more. I understand a lot more, I was born and raised in Michigan, and I moved to Texas like 16. So, yeah. My family speaks more Spanish than me, so I guess they were like, you speak Spanish, not you. You're gonna speak a little bit. And then my sister, who's younger than me, she speaks more Spanish than me, so it's like you speak Spanish, and I guess I was skipped. But let's see, it's 3:30 a.m. Why am I still awake right now? Go to sleep. You can see this later. You can see it on replay. Uh, good night. Do you think the Evolve can overpower the Sun with high-speed sync? The thing is with high-speed sync, with high-speed sync, you lose a little bit of power. So I think if you were gonna aim for overpowering the Sun with the Evolve, you would probably want to use ND filters or a narrow aperture. So, I mean, you'll see in my video that's coming soon what I did with it and what I didn't. So, just keep an eye out. Just be patient. I have the Godox A 600 BM. Is that good? Yeah, that's I mentioned earlier that the Godox is the manufacturer of these lights, and companies in the U.S. just rebrand them. Like Cheetah Stand has it at 600X, I think. Adorama has it as the XPLOR 600. Same thing, just different names. So the Godox 600 BM, it's actually the Godox AD 600 BM. That's the manual version of the XPLOR. Yeah, by narrow you mean small. Yeah, like a small aperture, like f16. What picture profile settings do you use on your 60? I'm still using Canon. I mentioned earlier that the picture profile settings, I have them at the standard default ones, but the sharpness I do bump up a little bit just because I like to see sharper images. And the contrast I put all the way down so that it can better represent how a RAW file would look like. So I can get like a better preview of how the RAW is going to look like. When will come Alpha 7 R2 R3 and any new features? Why most people choosing Canon and Nikon not choose Sony? I have no idea when the A7R3 or even if that is going to be their new camera is going to come out, but we can hope that it's going to be an amazing camera. The thing that I think most people are looking forward to when it comes to the Sony system is that they might want like better battery life and dual SD card slots, because for wedding photographers it's just better security. But let's just hope for that. I'm pretty sure Sony is going to surprise people. I like Sony because they're very innovative. I'm like way behind in questions, I think, so I'm going to kind of go fast through them. Do you always keep E-current off? Yes, I do. There are already reviews out. It's close to Zeiss Batis. So there you go. That new 85 1.8 coming out. That's the $600 by Sony. Go get it when it comes out. If you want a good 85 portrait, a good prime, that's 85 millimeters. 1.8 is not that much difference from 1.4. So go ahead and get that. I have a Canon, but I always wanted to buy a Sony, but I don't know what to get. I would definitely, if you can afford it, get the A6500. It's like their best A6000 series. Of course, it's the latest, but if you're gonna use it for photos only, then the A6300 and the A6000 are gonna be fine. But for video as well, which I never thought I would love video and photos, then the A6500 is gonna be perfect. Yeah, I actually went to school for TV and film, but I just never liked the editing part and stuff like that. But the heck, let me hold on a second. Hi. Somebody's spamming. But yeah, I never thought I was gonna like video and photos, so I would definitely recommend the A6500. What do you think about the Revlo light? Maybe want to retype that. And some people are very this guy that's just spamming. Let me whatever. Yeah, no attention. Should I go TTL or ND for outside shallow depths of field? I have standard strobes already, and it seems like going with TTL is very proprietary to the camera system and creates a closed system investment. I would suggest ND filters if you think that you can, stand it. I just never liked ND filters just because like it kind of gets in the way of you seeing the person, and I love seeing the expression. So, okay, wow, whatever. Let's see. How are you liking the Evolve 200? I'm thinking about getting one. I like it a lot. Like I said before, if you have the Explorer, then it's like a perfect second strobe to get. But yeah, don't get it as the first strobe. I would say, well, you know what? The thing is, it's very dependent on what you're shooting. If you're shooting like indoors or outdoors, but not where it's very bright, like absolutely brightest part of the day, then yeah, you should get the Explorer. If you need a lot of power, the Explorer. If you are a traveler and you don't shoot at like the peak times of the day, then that's gonna be better for you to get the Evolve. So, what kind of photos do you like to take? Portraits. I love portraits. I like making people pop. But hi, are you going to try Canon 200 f2? The thing is, for the longest time, I thought that was like my dream lens. I tried the Canon 135, and I was just a big fan of that more than anything. So, the Canon 200, I think it's a little bit limiting because for one, distance between you and the subject, and then it also like with the 135, I think it's a good spot where you can give attention to the subject and just a little bit of attention to the surrounding area. So I think the 200 millimeter is an awesome lens. It definitely has a look on its own, but I would it's not going to be my dream lens anymore. So let me see. Do you have a video on resizing for better Facebook quality? I do. What adapter do you use for your Sigma lenses? The Sigma MC11 adapter. Can the Godox extension head work on the Flashpoint XPLOR? Yeah, because it's the same products. Let me see real quick. Do you use back button focus? With the Canon system, I did use back button focus, and I still do. I still use it with my Sony system. I have it. Let me show you guys the camera. I have it here, right? Might as well show you. I have that button right there designated as the focus button. That's eye out of focus when switched up, and then when switched down, it's just a regular focus. So I have that little button there, the little tiny one with the switch. That's the button I have there for focusing. So I would focus, hold it down, and when the focus is there, then they take the photo right there. So yeah, so I do use back button focus. Do you ever shoot portraits in TTL? Yeah, I actually have a video where I shot my friend Clarissa, who's an awesome model and awesome person, and I did the whole thing in TTL. So, awesome job. Thanks for your help. No problem. It will work. Just rebranded. I've learned so much from you. Which photographer? Oh, the photographers that I follow. I actually want to write a blog post on this, just because it's more organized and shows you like all the photos from them. I definitely recommend following Jesse Rinka from New York, Bartosz Branka from London. I think he's in London. There's actually a couple more photographers that I would recommend, but they like stopped posting and stuff like that. Life happened. But I would definitely recommend Bartosz Branka, Jesse Rinka, Joseph Brett Kaminsky in New York also. Another photographer by the name of Alexander Steger Art, who's located, I think, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but Alexander Steger Art, you just look him up. Those guys are awesome. Actually, Bartosz and Alexander Steger Art, they're like they're where I got my style from. Those guys are awesome. So, there's this other guy from Africa by the name of Ray Mangouta. It's Ray, Rey Mangouta. He's an amazing guy. He used to go by Ray Volution, but amazing photographer. But again, he's one of those photographers that don't post as well as often as I would like, because his work is really like perfection. Let's see. We always see your girlfriend helping out. How much support do you get from your family and friends? I've been very fortunate in that my family and friends have been very supportive, but it was a lot less supportive back before 2 years and stuff like that, when I was in college and stuff like that. But it's changed a lot just because I kept at it, and I got better. And because of the persistence, a lot of stuff happened, and they're just a lot more supportive now. In my house, I have like a lot of my gear everywhere, and back then it would be like put your stuff away, but now it's more like, okay, he needs it for whatever he's gonna do. So let's see. Other than the Canon 16 and 35, what is a great wide lens to use? Well, today I actually used the Sigma Art. I don't think it's an Art, but it's a Sigma 12 to 24. Maybe it is an Art, but my friend Roland has it, and it was an awesome lens to use. It's definitely something different for me because I usually love solid depth of field at a good prime like A5, but yeah, Sigma Art 12 to 24. Any suggestions on flash? Interested in the Evolve 200 versus XPLOR 600. By the way, love your videos. Thank you. If you're looking for something like a speedlight, then definitely the R2 speedlights. If you need a lot of power, the XPLOR. If you don't need as much power, then the Streaklight, or soon to be the Evolve. If you need a strobe for travel, the Evolve's going to be that strobe. Can you use the R2 trigger with Sony camera to drive, explore, or Streaklight, or is there a difference between the Sony trigger? I think I tried that, and I think it doesn't work, just because it is a different trigger. Like if you were to see the bottom of the Sony trigger, you would see how different it looks compared to the Canon trigger. So I would just be safe and get different transmitters. That's what I did. When I got my Sony camera, I got a Sony transmitter just because I didn't want to mess anything up. Yeah, you need a trigger for each camera. Dang YouTuber family. Have you tried any of those retouch plugins for Photoshop such as Magic Retouch? If so, can you do a video? Thanks. I would definitely, I know it's going to be easier to edit, faster, but I would definitely recommend against that. The thing is, back in the day, I used to take a while on one single photo, and the thing is, it wasn't worth it, and I didn't know how to edit properly, so it took a lot of time for stuff that didn't really matter. I would recommend manually editing, specifically dodge and burn. I know a lot of people use frequency separation, but dodge and burn is the better of the two. And once you get good at it, which shouldn't take long, then you can edit your photos and they look amazing and just a lot better than using a plugin. But those plugins are there for a reason, for quick stuff where the utmost quality isn't something that's necessary. So, but no, I don't use those plugins myself. You said you're using spot metering, but working a manual. Are you using TTL for strobe? I don't use TTL as much as I would because I like sharing the power output. But yeah, when using TTL, I use spot metering. But I use spot metering regardless. Yes. Hi there. Suggestions, equipment for beginner strobist. I have a blog post on my website, www.fjhphoto.com/blog. I think that's where my blog posts are. And I have one for beginner speedlights setup. So definitely check that out. I'm way behind in comments, so I'm gonna just kind of go through them real quick. I have never using TTL before. I have a stupid question. Will the system work out of the required power change if different size of octobox has been used when TTL? TTL is basically auto. So if you use direct flash, if you use a big octobox, a small octobox, it's going to determine what power output to use. So I'm going to try to end this by an hour. It's 49 minutes in, so just keep in mind. By narrow, you mean small. How long is an ideal photo shoot for you, and how many keepers are aiming for? I can do a photo shoot within 30 minutes if needed, but ideally I would probably tend to take a good hour. When I do group shoots with my friends Roland and Eli, they tend to last about 2.5 hours. But if I'm doing one by myself, I could probably take a session within an hour. Just because, and the ones that I would aim for to keep as keepers, 15 to 20. I'm confident I can get a good 15 to 20 that I like within the hour. Yeah. Can you tell me the difference between high-speed sync and speedlight? They're the same thing. A speedlight and a strobe using high-speed sync is the exact same system. Technology. Are you going to do workshops? Yes, coming up. which lens is compatible with the Canon 80D. I'm pretty sure that's the crop. So Canon EF and Canon EF-S lenses. A7S II for video. That's the thing I was talking about earlier about what Canon gear or Sony gear that I have and I want to get, and what I'm like saving for. The A7S II is something I do really want, but there's been some rumors out there that the next Sony camera is going to be like a perfect video and a perfect still camera. So, if that's not the case, if it's just perfect for photos and just a little bit of video, then I'm gonna like save up for either the A7S II or maybe the A7S III, whatever, if it comes out. Hello from Canada. Hello. I am not North Korean. I just look Asian. I know my eyes are small, but I'm not. Let's see. I think I answered this already. It's weird because the phone app is repeating the questions. Where do you find models? And that's actually something that I was gonna answer to a friend of mine in a message earlier. Forgot, so I'm gonna try to remember after this video is done. But the models are pretty much just friends. If not friends, let me try to get a good coherent answer out of this. I started out shooting friends and family, and then kind of like building up a portfolio, and then getting clients. And then from there, I kind of just, in like local photography groups, I kind of just asked, like those local photography groups that had not only photographers, but makeup artists and models, I kind of like asked them there. And then, specifically my friend Clarissa, who I've done a couple of videos with, she's actually one of the models that I kind of became friends with from a local Facebook group. And that was one way. And then just asking around, and then stuff like that. That's pretty much, I think okay. But yeah. But yeah, if I were you guys, like, who are just starting and wanting to find models, I would probably ask friends and family if they know anybody who's photogenic, who's really familiar with the camera, I guess, and just kind of go from there. But yeah, there's an article by Ben Sasso, who, I think the website is, I forget their website, but I have a link to it. I'll probably link it in the description. That should help you guys in finding models. But basically, local Facebook groups, asking friends and family, and then from there, maybe even ask maybe startup or existing, like for a while, talent agencies, and saying, hey, do you need any updates in your portfolio? I saw this model, blah, 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 and I would love to work with you guys, collaborate, and see if we're a good fit for each other. And then based on the session that you guys have, you guys can see, or they can see, if they want to continue working with you, and if not, then, then no. But, yeah, let me see. Nice cam, thank you. A7R III, rumored to be 75 megapixels. That's kind of hardcore. Hopefully not. And hopefully, if it does have that many megapixels, then hopefully it has an option to do less. Because I know, for some reason, my A7R II has, oh my god, hardcore. Hopefully it has the option to do less. Like my A7R II has 42 megapixels, but it's actually my dad. But let's see. But yeah, I know my Canon camera had the option of doing like big RAW, medium RAW, small RAW. It's a tongue twister. So I was surprised to see that the Sony system didn't have that. So I was like, what's going on? But oh, hey Dad, hi Dad. Yeah, I don't know how, but yeah. Okay, is there a E-lock? I'm gonna go to the rest of the questions. Too bad it's in the hands of blah blah blah. A7R II is good camera for events. Yes, I would say yes. But again, it's something that you have to kind of test around for yourself to see, if you want that camera. But I would always suggest, trying out a camera, renting it first, borrowing it from a friend to see if it's a good fit for you. Just like anything, it's not for everyone. But I definitely love the Sony system, and I think that it would be good for an event. There's two videographers that I've been meaning to ask, about more in-depth about how they like the Sony system because they shoot video with it. And if you guys don't know, I'll link them in the description. But yeah, because I want to go through these questions. I'm back. I wanted to answer so many questions in this video, and I'm like taking forever. So I'm gonna kind of go through them. Hello everyone. Off the top of your head, how much money do you think you have invested in RE gear? I don't even want to think about that because it's so much, but a lot. That's like the short answer. There's a difference between triggers. Yes, there is. How much did I pay? Blah blah blah. Sony's biggest faults, I would have to say, definitely the battery. It's something that it's not like a deal breaker for me because it has so many pros that I think the battery, just carrying a little bit more batteries, it's not that bad at all. But probably the battery, I think that's the only thing for me personally. I never cared for dual SD card slots. Even I've shot weddings with just a single SD card slot with my 60. I never had a card fail on me, but it's definitely something that I understand that for wedding photographers who do it full time, they would want that extra security with the dual SD card slots. So that's not a deal breaker for me, but for others, I could see why. So yeah, just the battery. Have you ever tried astrophotography, like taking a photo of the Milky Way? I have not, because there's a lot of science behind that, and just I talked to my friend Sean Kurdziak something. I'm sorry, Sean, if you're watching this and I butchered your name, but he does a lot of that, and it's just a lot. It's just very interesting, but it's something that I can appreciate, but I wouldn't do myself. But yeah, it's really cool. Do you use makeup artists? I don't, just because I haven't worked with a makeup artist yet that I wanted to continue working with. For me personally, just at the moment that I'm at, just at the stage that I'm at, I tend to work with models, and you know, the light makeup is perfectly fine to me. I don't want it to be too much, and light makeup, like very good makeup that would be looking very natural, is just something right now where I can't, like I don't have the resources to work with. In other words, and light natural looking makeup is gonna be perfectly fine for what I'm shooting right now. I love shooting with just more natural like looking stuff. So in the future, I do want to do more conceptual stuff, but you guys will see that, of course, because I will be sharing it. So right now, I don't use makeup artists, but in the future, that will change. Are you do you think the rumored A9 will come out this year? If I had a bet, I would probably say yes, because Sony is doing a good job with that. Okay, this phone died. Okay, so I'm gonna I guess I'll use my finger to scroll up on my phone here. So here's the phone. Kitty, come here. Okay, whatever. All right. Go to sleep. Keep it up. Oh, that's my brother. Good night. Let's see. I'm going through the questions here on my phone. Are you planning on? Do you ever set up an indoor studio? I have a garage, but it's like not the tallest. So if I had to do like photos inside, I'd probably shoot inside my living room, which is what I'm doing right now, just because there's a lot of open space and there's not too much echoes. In my garage, there's hardcore echoes, so echoey. It's very echoey, yeah. But let's see. So if I had to do a shoot, it'd be in this living room. I think I said sala earlier, which is the Spanish word for living room. Or maybe I didn't, but are you any plans on shooting with the Helios lens? Yeah, I actually do want to shoot with the, I think it's the 85 1.5. I don't have it, and it's a bit pricey right now for me to get, but I would love to shoot with another Helios lens. I mentioned it on Facebook the other day in a group that I shot manually with the Sigma Art 85, and it was pretty interesting. Like I was able to nail focus on the eye, and I have super bad eyesight. So if you guys didn't know that, you know that now. So that's why I don't use manual focus, and why I love eye autofocus, just because it allows me to see that the eye is going to be in focus. So yeah. Let's see. Do you have issues with the eye focus when using Sigma lenses? I think the only downside would be if, like, for example, if if you're taking a shot and this was the composition right here, if I'm at the very edge of the screen, like right here, and I wanted to focus on this side, like if it was like that, then it would probably like not focus on there. So what you can do is kind of like focus and recompose. You can kind of move the camera over there, get the eye in focus, and then move it, and then take the shot. You would have to let go as soon as you get that focus, but you can do that if you want. But it's nothing crazy. I'm really liking the eye autofocus with the Sigma lenses. Otherwise, I'd be using Sony lenses right now just to deal with that issue if it existed. But it's not an issue for me. Are you into prints? If yes, what's a good site? I need to do print a lot of my work, but if I had to suggest a site, I would suggest Pro DPI. I used them for a while because they had candy with it, but also the prices were good and the quality was really good as well. But Pro DPI and Adorama Pix. So those two. I've heard good things about other sites, but I haven't used them. So Adorama Pix and Pro DPI. My last question: where did you get the Sony winter cap? That's a secret. I'll message you. So, want to purchase the A7R2 with Metabones 4. Shoot Canon and own many L lenses, but Metabones 5 soon, and A7R3 coming soon. Wait, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I would suggest. The thing is, I know the Metabones 4 is supposed to be really good with Canon lenses, Canon native lenses, Canon L lenses. So, that's a good question. I'd probably wait for the A7R3 and get the... it depends on how good your patience is. For me personally, I knew the A7R3 or whatever new Sony camera was going to come out this year, but I went ahead and got the Sony camera. So, oh, okay, it's alive now. So, I would say wait. Yeah, I would say wait for the Metabones 5 and the A7R3. Yeah, because Sony is awesome and definitely worth the wait. So, that's my answer. So, have I tried? Okay, I'm missing a lot of questions. Okay, there you go. Good night to anybody who's going to sleep. I am from anywhere here. No one are guide me. Just keep up with not only my videos but YouTube in general. There's a lot of people out there doing awesome stuff. But I'm definitely gonna be working on a lot more. I'm typing my computer, so I'm definitely gonna be working on more helpful content. I have a lot of videos that are gonna be helpful to people who are just starting out, coming in the next month or two. So, subscribe. In other words, I know it sounds so self-promoting, but definitely subscribe to my channel. I do want to make content for people who are starting out or who might not know as much as they want to. So, yeah. And if not, what I plan to do is in my videos, if I know that I'm not going to be giving this a certain topic or discussion that you guys are wondering about enough attention, I'll definitely be like giving shout outs to other channels that are doing those types of videos that might help you more. So I'll be like shouting out to other photographers and YouTubers, so you guys, just to help, because if I can't help you, then I definitely still want you guys to learn. So I'll be doing that. Do you recommend Canon 60 as full frame upgrade body from a crop body Canon? Yes, I actually do. The 60 is a very good camera, so I would definitely recommend that. It's the cheapest full frame, but it still performs amazing. And I actually got it because the ISO handling on it was better than the 5D Mark III. Have you tried Capture One Pro for shooting tethered? I have not shot tethered in the longest time, but I did install Capture One, and I still want to give enough time to learn it and stuff like that. But I haven't used it yet. I opened it up and I was like, I have stuff to do, so I didn't want to learn it. So I have it installed and I bought it, but I still need to learn it. I will learn from you each and every day. Thanks for sharing your skills with us. You're welcome. How hard is it to learn the menu system, and is it harder to use on the fly? Good night, Jason. I saw that you were leaving. Is it harder to use on the fly? Example, run and gun compared to DSLR. For Sony, I think it's actually probably like easier. Definitely a subjective thing, but I think the Sony system, like, if you're coming from another system that might seem simpler, it might look difficult. But I think if it's something that you're learning from, or if there's a learning curve for you, I think once you get past it, then you'll definitely like enjoy it. I thought that's what I experienced. I tend to learn fast, but there was a little bit of a curve for the A6500 and the A7R II, but I'm already past it, and like I'm really enjoying the system. So it's worth, that little bit of difficulty. But if you don't like the images, do you do reshoots? Wow. That's something I haven't done. Like, I don't think I've ever done. Maybe once, but I honestly can't remember. I have bad memory, but I'm pretty positive I don't think I've ever done a reshoot. Just because, yeah, I don't think I've ever done a reshoot. But yeah, I tend to do what I've learned to do is do full shoots in my head before I even take my camera out, before I even go to the location, stuff like that. Just because my mind works like a puzzle. Like, okay, that's the model, that's what they're gonna wear, this is where we're gonna shoot. If the lighting is like this, then this is what I'm gonna do. So I kind of do like full shoots in my head, even edit in my head. So I guess that kind of helps in the fact that I can achieve what I want. But it's definitely a learned skill. I didn't have this back when I started. So yeah, I don't think I've ever done a reshoot. But if you do need to do a reshoot, it's not to say that it's a bad thing. It's just because the conditions are going to be, it's dependent on the conditions. So if it's a bad day, bad weather and stuff like that, and you're not able to get like a good 10, 15, and you only get maybe a good 2 to 3, then definitely reshoot this, do a reshoot, but don't feel bad about it. It's dependent on the weather and stuff like that. And maybe even the attitude of the person, the subject. But yeah, I've never done a reshoot, but I can understand if reshoots are needed. Hello, hey Francisco, just dropping by. Hey Evans, what's up, man? Hello Jay. What's up, graphics? Take care, buddy, and have a great weekend, man. Can't wait to meet you hopefully soon. If you guys are attending Shutterfest, I'm gonna be attending that. So if you guys see this Asian-looking guy here that looks a little Asian, a little Mexican, that's me. Say hi, and I'll definitely say hi back. Tom Clark, thank you for the info on the ParaPop. No problem. You're welcome. I'm way behind, super behind on requests to join my lighting group on Facebook. So I'm gonna try to tackle at least a good 100. I have like a 550 maybe that I'm behind. So I'll try to tackle a good 100 right now, and I do give a good amount of attention to the requests so that there's no spam in my group. So I'll definitely accept you, Tom, and whoever is in here that has sent a request, comment saying, accept me into the group, and then I'll accept you into the group. But that's the benefit of watching me live here on a Friday night, I guess. Let's see. Besides the camera, what is one gear you can't live without? The XPLOR. The XPLOR is amazing. It just made my life a lot easier. High-speed sync, lots of power, very big power range, modeling light, works with Canon, Nikon, and Sony, has a built-in receiver. If you guys don't know about the XPLOR 600, get one. Like, even if you have another lighting system like the 18Bs, get the XPLOR. It's like the perfect strobe to me. Ability to use an AC adapter, so you can plug it in, use it continuously. It has an extension head in case you want it to be mobile or good for putting on a boom arm. XPLOR 600 it's king right now, I think. But yeah, I love the XPLOR. I've used it for almost a good year now. I got it on April 25th last year, and it's never given me problems. It's an amazing strobe. Yes, yeah, Chris, exactly. I fully agree. It's an amazing strobe. Let's see. I'm new to photography. I don't want to buy beginner equipment. I have a budget around 5,000. What should I do? I want to earn money from it. I would definitely suggest a one strobe setup just because if you're just starting, I'm assuming that you're working alone. So I would suggest definitely the XPLOR. Um, the camera doesn't have to be anything crazy. So if you want to choose Sony or you want to choose Canon or Nikon, definitely choose like a mid to low range camera. Um, but if you do want to do events, then that would be something where you want to get like a full frame because it has low ISO or high ISO capabilities and stuff like that. Definitely message me and I'll try to help you out individually, just because that's something that I don't get asked a lot. Like I just started and can you help me out? So I'll definitely want to help you out with that. It shouldn't take too long, but if you give me more information about what you shoot and what you want to shoot and what you want to create, then I can definitely help you out a lot better and a lot faster. So yeah, message me and I'll get back to you. Can you make a video of the settings you're using on the A6500? I remember it took me a while to learn how to navigate the menu on the A72. That's so true. I looked through a couple YouTube videos to learn how to navigate the menu. That I'll think about it because I do want to do a lot of Sony related videos in the future. So, what's up, Chris? Iconic Imagery. Love that. That's a good name. I love the letter K, just because it's an anime thing, but I love the letter K. So, Robert Castillo. I'll accept your request into the Facebook group. If you guys are following me on Facebook and I haven't accepted you, I know I said to comment here if you want to be accepted to the group. But if you follow me on Facebook, give me a quick message and I'm like, I'll see it and I'm like, okay, that's who's gonna be in the group now. So, you sold me on converting to Sony. I hope to buy sometime this summer. Yeah, I would definitely like. I know you're gonna love it, but I would definitely recommend like, at least trying it in a Best Buy to see how the system is, because I honestly think it's an awesome system to switch to. But love your images. Have you thought about doing a video on your workflow? Yeah, I have a lot of stuff planned, but it's just setting the time to do these videos and stuff like that is just not as easy as I was hoping that it would be. But I have a lot of stuff planned. So, yes. How difficult would it be to shoot without an assistant? That's another video I have planned. So, I did one shoot no, I did like a couple of shoots. Dang, it's not even very common. I do a lot of shoots with assistants, but I did do a good 2 within the past year. And it was difficult. It would be a lot more difficult if it was a very windy day. But I have a video planned on that, so I'll give a couple tips as well. Can you do a tutorial for XPLOR? That's another video that I have planned. So yes. Which focal length do you prefer, 135 or 85? 135. More compression just gives more attention to the subject, but if you want more scenery, then the 85 will allow you to give enough attention to your subject, but also give you a little bit of leeway in case you wanted to get a little bit of scenery. So, thank you so much. I'll inbox you. Love you, man. No problem. Inbox me. Don't forget. More is sometimes better. So, accent out of nowhere. So, would you consider 2 or more explorers, or it's not practical to move around 2 lights? That is definitely a thing that you have to decide upon yourself. There are some photographers that use 3 light setups, and it just looks awesome. But personally, it's just not practical for me. If I had to aim for like one amazing shot at a photo session, then definitely I would probably be using 3. But just to get a variety of shots. But I tend to use 1 just because it's easier, and the sun is a good second light. So I'm already like an hour and almost 15 minutes now. So I'm gonna end this video soon in a minute. So yes, I am selling my Canon gear. I'm getting rid of all my Canon gear. It's like a good you're good, but I need more money for Sony gear. So yeah, I'm gonna sell my Canon gear. So I'm gonna be putting my stuff on Amazon. So if you guys want to buy it, then follow me on Facebook, and I'll probably say, hey guys, this is all my gear on Amazon. If you want to buy it, go for it. So yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the video. I'm gonna want to do these videos like every Friday, every other, sometime at least once a week, just because it's easier to answer all these questions. And if I answer one question, you guys see the answer. You guys all see the answer, instead of me, I don't want to be answering a question that maybe 5 people have seen, have asked, and only one person sees it. I don't want to have to answer it the same answer every 5 times. So, yeah, that was a little bit jumbled, but yeah, I basically want to help you guys out. So that's why I'm doing this live video. I'm making myself look a fool and have all these little light setups here. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, about anything that I haven't addressed already, feel free to message me. But please do me a little bit of a favor and try to see, like, at least go through my videos and be like, oh yeah, there's the answer to what I wanted to know. Because sometimes I might get a question like, oh, what's better, the XPLOR or the Streak Light? And I did a video on that. Or what's so good about the Orlet Robe Light? Well, I did a video on that. So kind of help yourself a little bit just by like, oh yeah, there's the videos. So that'll help me, because I'd be giving you like a little bit of my time, and I have I have a lot of things that I want to work on first, and it would just be better to see if I have if I've answered that question already. So yeah, so that's my video. Hope you guys learned something. If you guys are wondering about anything else, just stay tuned. I do want to do these things once a week, like I said before. So go ahead and think of your question and then write it down, and then when next time I go live, you'll be like, ask me right away, and I'll answer it right away. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. I'm probably gonna eat something right now. So yeah, so I'm hungry. Good night, everybody, wherever you are, or good morning, wherever you are. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my Facebook, or subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Facebook if you want more updates, because Facebook's my go-to. Like, I'll put like, hey guys, I watched a movie, and if you guys are wondering about movies, I go to the theaters a lot, but now I'm starting to ramble. So goodbye guys. See you guys in the next video. Right there. Cheese.